Hi guys, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
are you free for coffee?
Welcome. Okay, this one defies description. I'm just going to read it and we're going to talk about it. So a woman, this was on Am I the Asshole? That's Reddit, right?
Yeah, but this one's from People.
Yes.
Yes, it's from People magazine.
Several different ones have picked up on this because it's interesting. Okay, a woman says her husband kept making snide comments because she refused to clean up his vomit. A husband, he likely got food poisoning from eating food that had been sitting in his work break room for nearly 24 hours. This is what the wife suspects. We don't actually have a diagnosis of
which
why
means
he
has a habit of doing this.
Could have been food poisoning. It could have been a virus.
Right.
We don't know, but that's her suspicion. A woman is sick of taking care of her husband who has been suffering from a stomach bug for the past few days. Venting about the situation on Reddit's Am I the Asshole forum, the woman explained that she has been taking care of her 2 children who are under the age of 5. And some of you are in that situation now with littles, or you remember that season. Since her husband began to experience vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, etc. She said her husband has been hanging out in the living room.
Problem number 1.
Right. Throughout the illness, and has a trash can at the ready for when he needs to vomit. Earlier that day, she was busy giving their toddlers breakfast when she heard him violently gagging in the other room.
I'm sorry.
There we go. Okay. I called out
which
to
should
him.
not be happening in the front room.
Yes. No. And then if you're saying virus, which is that means
if
it's
a virus,
contagious.
you're in the
quarantine. Okay. I called out to him to remember to use the trash can or to go to the bathroom if he thought he was gonna vomit.
Be sick. Yeah.
And the woman said he didn't listen and threw up all over the floor and got some on the couch. The husband comes in to where she's feeding the kids and says he's going to go to their bedroom. Now you're going to the bedroom. Okay. So that the wife can clean up his puke. And she says, I said, absolutely not. This is quote from her. There was really no reason for him to vomit all over the floor. So he needed to take care of it. Having had to clean up after her husband all weekend, plus dealing with 2 littles. The woman argued he had time to prepare, and should have been able to avoid creating more mess. She said he had been making the snide comments all day about her not being a good wife, long pause, and showing him no care before he threw up. So he was in a mood before it happened.
So you were well enough to talk shit, but not well enough to throw up in the trash bucket.
This is purposeful, but okay. Got it. Husband likely got food poisoning. She's telling that's her thing. She doesn't know. So who's the asshole? I guess that's what we're asking.
Before I share my thoughts on this, we have 2 episodes previously. We are currently in our 7th season, but if you go back to season 3, episode 10 was co-parenting with a ... And I think she's in that situation. And we kind of talk about like the attention hogging and how they're feeling neglected and left out when you have littles. And there's some of that happening. And then we also have an episode also in season 3 that is weaponized incompetence. The art of pretending that you cannot. And that's what we're doing here. If you can talk shit to me, you're not.
You ain't that sick.
You ain't that sick. Because I have been so sick that I was afraid to move. I was, especially when you're dealing with like vomiting or diarrhea, you just want to stay still and
close
pray
to the toilet
that the wave passes you. Because sometimes it'll pass you and you're like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. You have a whole bucket.
Y'all have all done that.
Where you got drunk.
That bar crawl when you were stupid. Or something. Yeah. You did it.
Or you went to a house party.
Yes.
Shout out to my childhood friend.
And you have a pillow and a blanket in the bathroom because it's that bad.
I remember Shakidra and we went to this party. Okay. We were probably freshmen in college. So we went to this party and there were Jell-O shots. And I did not know what Jell-O shots were. but I love Jell-O. So I was like,
Jell-O shots get away from me.
I said, can I have some of these little cups of Jell-O? They were like, yeah, we've got whipped cream and everything.
Have 20.
So my fat ass just with the whipped cream, I'm taking it. And I was like, girl, is it? So then we're like, what's happened? We're drunk at this point. We don't even know
how you got that way.
We don't know how we got this way. Because we were drinking while eating the Jell-O.
Oh, Lord.
The cops show up. Here we are trying to run out, jump the fence. I get stuck on the fence. She goes through the opening because I didn't see that the fence was open. This is a funny
because
story
of the Jell-O shot
to this day, okay? And I remember we shared at that time. So we ended up asking our neighbors, can we use your trash can? And we both had a trash can because we were sick as dogs.
And the thing is, if you can clap back and if you can talk shit, you're not that sick.
You're not that
because
sick.
I've been around people that are very ill with that kind of stuff. And your kids have had that. Yeah. You know, accidents happen. And I'm not feeling mad because I know you are sick.
Yeah.
And those kind of evacuation disease, when stuff is... Every orifice you have is something's coming out of it.
Bad.
I mean, and you get it. Nobody wants to clean it up, but you understand. So him clapping back, you weren't that sick,
right?
And you were feeling some kind of way.
And he threw up and said, "I'm gonna go lay down."
Right,
you're not
you
that
clean
sick.
It up. Right?
Have you ever been so sick that after you're done, you just sit there for a minute?
Oh yeah,
you're good enough to throw up.
Y'all in the trash can. She put the trash can right there.
And then okay. We've both been pregnant, obviously. Between two of us, we got a whole damn Little League team. You're violently gagging. If you're violently retching, you know you about to throw up. Why didn't you get the damn trash can?
I have, you all have that.
You get that wave of nausea and you're like, oh.
And the kind of your mouth waters, kind of like.
About it
but I go to the bathroom at that right then. Right. Not even when it's like, it's coming. So just let me be here.
Guys, about a month ago, month and a half, somewhere there around there, my oldest daughter, who is 7, got sick. I don't remember what started this vomiting situation, but she had a vomiting situation. And when she was younger, one time she just stood there and just all over herself. And she was just shaking, like, oh my God. And I remember thinking, why would you do this? And she was so upset. She didn't know. She was much younger. So behind her back, I just cut the shirt off of her. Because I can't pull this over your face.
Right,
so I cut the shirt off. Shirt is gone. Cleaned her up. This is when she was younger. The point is, my 7-year-old is smarter than this man because she remembered that. So she runs it, Mommy! But she's leaning forward.
Like not to get it on me.
She said, I'm not getting this on me. Yes. Mommy, what? I said, go to the trash can. And she makes it to the trash can.
When they were little, when my kids would get that, it's the same thing. You put on Cartoon Network,
here's your can. Here's your can.
Cartoon Network. But, they're laying on the couch. Yes. I'd put a sheet or something so it wouldn't get on the couch.
Yes.
Right. Put the bucket right there. Yes. So you just have to kind of lean over. And they could do it.
But you're a grown-ass man with 2 kids. And then you can throw up on my couch. Let me tell y'all
I'm
something.
Beat your ass with the disease. Whatever the fuck you got, you going down, okay?
And see, y'all are probably listening thinking, that's why Natasha's divorced. You're right. You're right, because
he did it on purpose.
Oh yeah, you made snide comments.
And he was jealous, kind of jealous of the kids because she said, I'm feeding them breakfast.
Right.
And then if you think it's a virus,
why would you be out in the common areas?
So in the next few days, the
kids are sick and your wife is sick.
And she's cleaning it up. Yeah. And not you, because you didn't.
And then, the fact that the wife, her speculation was he ate some old food out of the break room. This tells me this is who you are.
Right.
And nasty ass.
Why'd you do that?
Why would you do that?
Yeah, and what was it? Don't you want to know what was it?
I don't, because that's going to give me an indication of this vomit.
What made you think 24 hours out? It had to be something that needed to be refrigerated. Or they would have said it. So it wasn't like cookies or something.
Right.
So I just want to know what it was that you just felt the need to eat it 24 hours later.
But you know what some of it is too? And this is, I guess for anyone that is listening or watching this is a cautionary. Be mindful of people that always need to be the victim. Because there is
the responsibility.
You'll see the pattern in individuals like this where they do something that they know is likely to have an adverse effect. Okay, so you're going to eat this old food, and you know, like, you know what, this food is old. So you decided to eat
Mr. King and the chicken.
Let me tell you,
my daddy, Mr. King.
Mr. King is still alive, y'all, and he's the coolest motherfucker I know. I just want you to know.
Mr. King got sick on chicken.
How long ago was this?
I think it was before I was born, even.
Was it that?
He was married, but I don't think I was born, and got violently ill. He does not fool with chicken. I told him, I said, you hold a grudge longer than anybody I know.
He was at one of Lisa's kids' weddings and was like,
I ain't fooling with no
chicken. I don't
chicken.
have to eat.
He just doesn't fool with chicken like
y'all,
that.
Mr. King is in his 90s.
No.
So just for reference, for 60 plus years.
So that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Why would if you do this?
I got sick from Taco Bell.
But I ain't going back.
Y'all, I got sick from Taco Bell early 2000s. Okay, I got sick from Taco Bell. I grew up in the hood. It was like just the most accessible thing. Jack in the Box, Taco Bell. I got sick. I did not fool with Taco Bell until last year. Okay, last year, Lisa and I were doing something. I don't remember what it was. We went to Taco Bell. Everything was fine. I said, okay. I was brave.
Just a one-off.
It was a one-off. I made the mistake. I went to Taco Bell again that following week. And when I tell y'all, every orifice I had was secreting. I was throwing up so bad I was crying. I was afraid to eat. I was afraid to blink. I was afraid to move. You ain't got to worry about me going to Taco Bell. I'm not going. You know what?
And no offense to Taco Bell.
No offense.
It's just because I've gotten sick off of.
You got sick off Burger King. Yeah.
And I mean, and everybody, people were with me, and they weren't. So I don't know what happened.
But at this point, I've decided that me and Taco Bell don't mesh.
Right.
Thousands of people eat Taco Bell, but I'm gonna be like Mr. King. Mr. King ain't fooled with chicken in 60 plus years.
At all. I'm not.
His dedication to not getting
70
sick.
Years. No, not quite 70. 60. Yeah.
But it could have been if it was before you were born. Yeah. It could be 70.
I think it was in the 60 something years, but for real,
70 years. Like, this man is like,
no, not gonna do it. So that's
and your dad is like me. We're red meat eaters, but your dad is the red meat eater.
Yeah,
like he's the president.
He says that's why they call it foul. It's foul. He just won't fool with it. But
Mr. King is a mess. But it's just
this person. What is wrong?
But okay, I'll tell you. Because you remember when there was no internet. I remember when it wasn't a thing. I remember getting those AOL discs in the mail. You remember those? Mm-hmm. Like I was like, Mom, what is this? Can we put it? Like, I just was so excited. And y'all don't know nothing about that now because now everything is just like in the air.
Fast.
Yeah, what's in the air?
Of AOL.
Baby, that
and waiting. You type something in, wait.
And baby, don't have more than one tab open. Your shit gonna be waiting till the next day.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
You couldn't do it. But I remember getting information through other people, through the newspaper, reading the yellow pages. Now, the beauty of the internet and social media, even though it has a lot of cons, the beauty of it is I feel like all of us, we should all just take little moments of like, how I don't want to live or what not to do. Because I now know that when someone always has to be the victim, spoiler alert, you're going to always be the villain. Even if you help them, that's because see the victim role is taken. So what happens when you're with a person who they always have to be the victim, and if you get sick, there's no space for you.
Right.
There's no that role.
You'll be cleaning up your
own stuff while still tending to theirs. And that's just something that we didn't know when we were younger, but now I know that, and I'm very mindful of people who put themselves in situations. But then they cry out like, "I can't believe this happened.
You did this.
You did it." And
what if you lived by yourself? You would have got to the bathroom
because you wouldn't want to clean it up,
right? So it's like you're a grown up. And then how these men that get jealous of their kids? I don't understand. You get newsflash: they're babies. They need help staying alive. They can't feed themselves. They can't do anything. So somebody needs to see to them. You are a big grown ass man. There is no reason that she should be coddling you like that.
I remember, I'm sure you had to do this with like Whitney and Teddy when they were little. I remember my then husband, he's my ex-husband now, he took a job out of town. It paid really good. And so he would travel. So he'd have to fly. He's like, "Are you sure you're going to be okay?" I said, "Yeah." Then his mom was going to come over. She had a fender bender. And I remember I felt like I hadn't taken a shower in like days. You know, you just, when you're just in this. And I remember being like, just crying. So the baby's crying, I'm funky, she's stinky. It's a whole thing. And I said, we're just going to go in the bathroom together. So I take her car seat, I go down, get the car seat out of the car, put her in the car seat, set her in the bathroom, all the jazz. I get naked, milk is leaking. I mean, it was a whole situation. And I'm showering. And I just thought like, how did people do this? How did we get here? All the jazz. But I did that by myself, not at all. This is not throwing any shade at my ex-husband. He's does really, in our first child, he was so over the moon, especially. He just, anything I lacked, he did pick up, especially with her, just because it was all new. But I remember thinking like, oh,
it's hard.
How do you do this?
Hard.
And so it's like, I didn't have the capacity to do anything for him because I'm barely washing my own ass.
I'm keeping
this baby alive. And I remember my friends like, why'd you take her in the bathroom? I said, I mean, if you get out and they're crying, you're instantly like, what happened? What happened? Yeah. I said, that way I can just peek out of the curtain.
There's a big learning curve. With the
you're just trying to keep them alive. That's it.
So clean your own throw up. Okay, here's a tip.
How about this? Grow up. Don't throw up. Don't eat the damn food. I don't know
the name of it, but you can go to a janitorial supply.
Oh yes, I'm gonna look it up. I know.
And there's some stuff you know at schools because kids throw up at school. That the janitor, it's like a powder, I believe, that hardens vomit. So then it's kind of like kitty litter. I wonder if kitty litter would work. If you have cats, I don't know.
It is called Zep.
Okay.
So you can get it at Lowe's. This is the one that we had to get.
So Lowe's.
And you sprinkle it on, give it a minute to absorb, and then you can sweep it up because it crystallizes.
So that's
kind of like kitty litter.
And that's good to have with littles.
Yes.
It is.
Or pets.
Accidents.
Or pets too, because it works for pet stuff.
Kid stuff.
Well, pets throw up too
they
sometimes.
Do. Oh, ask me how I know. Nelson, thanks.
He's sweet, but
he's doing better. He's got some different food.
But yes.
Okay. We have a new little segment that we're doing.
Yeah.
We have lots of guy listeners.
Yeah. And I have lots of guy friends. Yes.
Hi, guys. And they like and want tips.
Yeah.
Dating tips.
Yeah.
Romantic tips. Newsflash, a lot of guys are not that creative or crafty or whatever. They
zero
just kind
sexism.
Yes.
But
zero.
really.
And some of you girls too. Well, this is for everybody.
Yeah.
So we're just going to give some little shout outs and some ideas. And if it helps you, cool. If it doesn't, pass it by.
Yeah.
But let us be your wingman.
That's
going to be our segment. But the first one today is send your person flowers, but send fun flowers.
Yes.
So there are some companies, flowers are beautiful. I mean, if you go to Kroger's or anywhere, they're gorgeous. No shade on that. But, if it's something special, you just want to do a little something different. There are some companies that we like that would be very different. And she would, or he would be very impressed with.
Yes.
So the one is Farm Girls. Farm Girls flowers.
They're
we will
beautiful.
tag them.
Yes.
You can get them wrapped in burlap, which is so beautiful, y'all. It's gorgeous. I sent some to my mother. They're kind of wild looking, although they're not wild flowers. There'll be peonies and lilies and
but just her arrangements
they're just beautiful.
And
very
guys, just for
loose
price reference,
and beautiful.
Because kind of what inspired this, I have a friend, high school, old buddy from high school, and just recently there were some things going on, and I told him like, you need to just buy her flowers. And he is a very romantic guy, so this is a guy who does do the stuff and does buy the stuff, and so he's not lacking in that department. And he was like, no. I said, yeah, just trust me. Because
it's a random on a Tuesday flowers that do it.
Yes.
Not the anniversary's cool, the birthday's cool.
But we're expecting it.
It's Tuesday.
So just for no reason. For no reason at all.
Yes.
Just here you go. And so he got them and it went well for him. I'll say that. And then it went well for him again. And then it went well for him again. And I was telling him like, I am like a good wingman because I'm a woman. I know what women who are dating enjoy. Right. And so anyway, that was kind of, we were talking about it and it came up. And when it comes to the farm girl flowers, which I just think their uniqueness. It's so pretty.
If your person is a little more boho, a little a free spirit,
yes,
this is your ticket
to them.
Okay,
even though she has a ton of them, but I brought it up because I know what he paid. I'm not going to say it on here, but I will say these are actually less.
Oh, okay.
This is considerably less.
No matter,
it's comparable to any florist.
FTD, all the ones they cost what they cost.
Yeah,
so these are, but they're just a little different, and
but they would different.
They open the box, they get the gas. It's very the big aha moment. The other one is cute. David Austin roses. Now, David Austin, you can actually buy roses to grow in your garden, and they're lovely, but they actually sell bouquets, and they're English garden roses. And for you gardeners, they're just very different. They have a lot of petals, so it's very full, almost peony-like, but not quite. It's just a different look. They are gorgeous, gorgeous. It's more traditional. It is a more traditional look, a traditional flower, but the flower is so different than anything that you normally would get, like roses here, the real type, just roses. But these are very different.
That's what we want. We're trying to give you something that you wouldn't get every day. Right?
We want your person gasping.
Yes, that's it.
This is so different, so unusual,
we
so
want
lovely.
them to be like,
and so just put this in your back pocket and for a special occasion or not.
Yeah.
These would be two that would really get their attention and that they would be so thrilled to receive. So we will tag them in the notes.
Oh, I have one more.
Okay.
So I have one that this is like, maybe my person is listening and I'm just giving them the cheat code to my life. Okay. So Melissa Foster does book bouquets.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just what I'm saying. It's a bouquet that part of the accent of the bouquet is books. And so you can do custom book bouquets, and she can do 1 book, 2 books, up to 6 books. But those get shipped as well. So if your person is a little bit of a reader, or maybe they're taking a trip and you want to give them a book for the flight or whatever would have you, right? Or maybe they just like collecting books. I know people that don't read, but they love covers. So they buy the books. So anyway, that is a third one. That's another unique book. I feel like hers are quite reasonable.
If you've got a person that loves to read, that would be a great gift.
So we're just throwing it out there. We're just being good wingmen.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Like this is a, and and when you get some, leave us a 5-star review.
Yes,
I just want to put that out there.
Let us know how it went for
I helped you.
Yes. Let us know.
Very quid pro quo. Like, why don't you put it?
Let us know.
Yes. Well, thank you, loves. We're so glad you pulled up a chair and joined us for coffee. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast, wherever you're listening.
And email us. Y'all let us know what you think about
or if you did it for someone.
Vomiting guy. Or let us know if you reach out to these florists. Let us know how it goes for you
and tag
what your person
always
felt about the flowers. We'd love to hear that.
And tag us at Are You Free for Coffee podcast, because we love it.
Yeah.
We hope that you enjoyed today's episode and find joy in the little things. Until next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.